Can you ever truly leave a place behind? I mean, really leave it? Not just physically, but emotionally. I thought I had. I thought moving back into the old house on Meadowbrook Lane would be a fresh start, a quiet return. They hold on to pieces of you, or maybe they hold on to the pieces of who you used to be. And some Tim. It was just a few weeks ago that I, Elara, started moving my things back in. The house on Meadowbrook, same creaky floorboards, same scent of old wood and dust. The quiet felt good at first, a balm after I spent my evenings unpacking boxes, sorting through decades of accumulated memories. But as the sun, it was more internal. Last Tuesday, I was clearing out the attic, a forgotten corner filled with relics from childhood. And it was my old diary. A small, pink, lockable journal with a cheap silver clasp, filled with the sprawl. I smiled, a wave of nostalgia washing over me. Just a relic, I thought, a silly childhood memento. Nothing more. I tossed it onto a nearby trunk, planning to look at it later, perhaps even laugh at M. Later that night, after a quiet dinner in the echoing kitchen of the house on Meadowbrook Lane, I flipped through pages filled with tales of playground crushes and complaints about homework. It was then, deep in the middle, I found a page dated October 27th, today's date, years ago. I chuckled, but the entry wasn't about school or friends. It started with a description of the rain outside, AD. The entry read, "It's raining outside, just like it always does on this day. I can hear it tapping a gentle, insistent rhythm." But it wasn't just the rain. The next line said, "The old porch light is flickering, making shadows dance like ghosts on the wet." It was flickering. Just like Elara, my younger self, had written decades ago. Coincidence? That was the only explanation. It had to be. October 27th, decades apart, but the weather patterns, the faulty wiring in an old house like the on. Perhaps I had even written these very words myself, subconsciously, recently, and then forgotten. This was an old house, after all. Things happened. I forced myself to read on, my heart now a dull thud against my ribs. The next paragraph. Mom's what she always gets jumpy after it. My mother hadn't lived in the house on Meadowbrook Lane for years. The one with the detectives. My phone, still glowing faintly on the nightstand, confirmed it. The RA, this wasn't coincidence. This was impossible. I was alone in the old house on Meadowbrook Lane. Utterly, terribly alone. The rain outside seemed my phone felt heavy in my hand, useless. Who would I call? Hello, my childhood diary is predicting my night, written by my younger self. They'd think I was see every creak of the old wood, every rustle of leaves outside, sounded like a deliberate whisper. I tried to calm my breathing, to tell myself it was just a strange quirk of fate, a bizarre string. Oh, it wasn't the usual settling of old wood. This sounded like weight. A footstep. My heart hammered against my ribs again, this time with a frantic urgency. I held my breath, strainy like paper. Or fabric. Moving, downstairs. Against every instinct, I slowly opened my bedroom door. The hallway was a tunnel of darkness, silent. The living room, empty. No open windows, no signs of forced entry. Nothing. The rustling, the creak, gone. Just the ceaseless rain. I checked every room on the first floor. Each empty space, each untouched object, screamed a louder truth. There was nothing here. Which mean? Back in my bedroom, I stared at the diary. A memory surfaced, hazy and unsettling. My younger self, the house hears everything, Elara, she'd told me once. It remembers. We had this game, a silly we'd write down our wishes, our fears, our plans for the future, and then feed them to the house, until now. Was this the house remembering? I snatched the diary, flipping pages with desperate speed, searching for something, anything, I hope I'm brave enough. My blood ran cold. I hadn't gone to the attic yet tonight. But I had just my flashlight was still on my nightstand. The pull, the strange urge to go up there, had been growing. It was predicting my immediate future. My younger self was telling me what I was about to do. NTH. No. I wouldn't go to the attic. I wouldn't let a faded diary dictate my actions. I slammed the book shut, my hands shaking. I needed to feel safe. I rushed to the bathroom, I locked the door, flipped on the harsh overhead light, and leaned against the cold tiles. Breathing the thick door and lack of windows made it feel completely isolated from the rest of the house. 4. Then I noticed it. Lying on the small, tiled ledge above the sink, where it absolutely had not been. How did it get in here? The door had been locked. My hands had been on it just seconds before I'd trembling. I looked down at the open page. It was a new entry. In my younger self's scrawling hand. Tonight. And the words, oh God, the words. They were for me. For Elara. The entry was simple, but it pierced me to the core. Elara, you forgot about me. You left me here. It won't let you leave again. Not without me. A cold dread, far deeper than fear, settled in. This wasn't coincidence. My younger self, or something using her voice, was here, in the house on me. I grabbed the diary, my mind screaming to destroy it, to sever this impossible connection. But then... the giggle was undeniable, faint but clear. It was the sound of a child, my younger self, just beyond, but something deeper, an insidious curiosity, held me fast. Why? Why now? What did my younger self want? What was the house holding on to? The thought of fleeing, of leaving a part that was actively reaching out. I had to understand. I had to face it. With a shaky hand, I unlocked the bathroom door. The hallway was dark, empty, and silent. Too silent. I flipped back to the very first page of the diary. Not the first dated entry, but the actual, a crudely drawn map of the house on Meadowbrook Lane, but with a single room circled in red. The ATT where Elara always goes to remember. A chill ran down my spine. This wasn't just a diary. It was the attic. The place I had just been thinking about, the place the diary had predicted I would go. I clutched the diary, my knuckles white. The air around me in the hallway of the house on Meadowbrook, I felt watched, not just by the house, but by a younger, more innocent version of myself, a version and then, a whisper, right beside my ear, barely audible over the rain. Come play, Elara. You remember. I closed my eyes for a moment, steeling myself. The rational part of my brain was screaming for flig I had to see. This wasn't just about the diary anymore, it was about the house, about my younger self. I took a deep, shuddering breath, the old wood of the house on Meadowbrook Lane groaning around me. The beam was weak, but it was all I had. I started up the attic stairs. Each step up the attic stairs in the house on Meadowbrook Lane was agony. The air grew colder, heavy, and on it, another diary. Identical. Open. I knelt, my hands shaking so violently I almost dropped the final entry. It was dated, right now. And it wasn't just about tonight. It was about me. Ella, I'm so scared, it read. I don't want to be alone here anymore. You shouldn't have forgotten me. Why? I stared at the words, unable to breathe. It wasn't my younger self writing. It was my younger self waiting. The house on Meadowbrook Lane hadn't forgotten me, it had kept a part of me. A part that I looked around the attic, my phone light shaking wildly. The shadows seemed to coalesce, to thicken. I scrambled backward, knocking over a stack of old boxes, sending dust motes swirling in the faint air. But I couldn't. I just couldn't. As I stared at the second diary, at the words that were undeniably, it wasn't just fear, it was recognition. This wasn't something alien. This was a piece of me, a fragment of my past, brought to life. I felt a profound chill, deeper than any fear. I picked up tea, and as I did, I noticed a final, tiny inscription at the bottom of the page, almost faded away. Elara.